PNR Networks is a member of Patreon. Show your love for our shows by joining our ongoing fundraising campaign and get some fantastic perks in return. Check it out and become a Patreon sponsor. You can sign up at patreon.com, patreon.com/PNR Networks. And thanks for your support.
This podcast is a member of the Blueberry Network. Blueberry. No E's. That's Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com.
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.
It's Kim versus TC in the battle of the lists.
My list is better.
My list is better.
My list is better.
No, it's not. My list is better.
Kim or TC, who has the better list? From Subject Cinema, this is Front Row 5 and 10 with Kim Brown and TC Kirkham.
Hey guys, welcome to another week here on Front Row 5 and 10, brought to you by the good people that bring you Subject Cinema. That would be me and him, the me being Kim Brown.
And the him being the very sick TC Kirkham.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
sorry.
got a cold.
You know, the horrible cold. That's why we're a couple days late. It's been building all week. Front Row 5 and 10 is our list show. We do all kinds of goofy lists about all types of things. If you'd like to contribute, front row at PNRNetworks.com. And if we use your idea for a list, you will win a prize.
Yeah.
So please, send them in. This was your idea.
That is true.
It's your week.
Uh-huh.
What is your pick? This was a bizarre one.
My pick was our top 10 fictional universes. These are universes that it doesn't necessarily mean that we'd like to be plopped down in the middle of them, but they're universes that we like to read about, we like to watch on the big screen or the small screen. I gotta be honest, most of mine, I wouldn't mind being in those universes if I was properly equipped to be in those universes.
Me too.
You know. So that's the criteria.
Okay.
So since I'm the one that came up with it, why don't we start with your number 10?
Alrighty. My number 10 is kind of easy to figure out because of where I like my superheroes from. Mm-hmm. My number 10 is the DC Comics universe. I love the DC Comics universe as it is in the comic book. Pre-Crisis on Infinite Earths, please. Mm-hmm. After that, it's just been too damn confusing. But going back to the original day, I'd like to be a fly on the wall, observing the life on the various Earths of the DC universe, watching, the Justice League, Legion of Superheroes, Flash, watching their adventures and thrilling to see them on TV, and that would be very kind of cool, I think.
Okay.
I love the way that it's set up, and it's always fun, or was, before comics got so serious in the 1980s. Number 10, the DC Comics universe.
Okay. Number 10 for me is actually my only foray into anime. My number 10 is the universe of Ranma 1/2.
Oh, dear God.
Created by the amazing Rumiko Takahashi. We're not worthy, we're not worthy, we're not worthy. The Ranma universe was just so completely insane. I loved reading about it because it was funny and nuts and
Bugsnut crazy.
All kinds of craziness. I'm not sure I'd like to be plopped in the middle of it because A, I don't know martial arts, and B, there seemed to be a lot of collateral damage. I mean,
you'd end up falling into a pool of drowned fish or something.
No, knowing my luck and just knowing the way I'm built, I'd probably wind up, falling in Spring of Drowned Rhinoceros or something like that.
Oh, that's not nice.
Well, it's accurate though. I loved reading about I loved reading about the adventures of Ranma and Akane and everybody else. It was just fun stuff. Craziness and just absolute... I mean, you never think of the words martial arts sex comedy in the same sentence.
Sure you do. There's quite a few of them from Japan of that era.
Well, yeah, but there's... But
it gives the words transgender a different meaning also.
Yeah, well,
because the same person is going back and forth between sexes.
Just add water.
Yeah.
So my number 10.
Off.
Yeah, my number 10 is the universe of Ranma 1/2.
Okay, my number 9 is a completely bonkers choice, and I know it, but it would be so much fun because, well, number 1, people are not terribly prevalent here. We see a few of them, but not much. But mostly because I don't know. I don't know whether I'd like the job of the narrator or what of this universe. But it would be fun to read about the exploits of the world's greatest secret agent. My number 9, the Danger Mouse universe.
Oh, I don't know. I think you'd make a pretty good spy.
I think Danger Mouse... I haven't watched a lot of the new show, but we liked it.
Yeah.
The classics are just that, classics.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are certain ones that can just send me into peals of hysterical laughter. Played again Wolfgang, Once Upon a Time Slip, the thing about the pterodactyls having the petite party. I love Danger Mouse, and I've always loved it. I'm worried now because they just sold, the Fremantle just sold all their animated stuff to a company out of Toronto. Mm-hmm. And I hope that change from England to Canada doesn't change the flavor of the show.
Yeah, me too.
But it's going to be interesting. And I just love the idea of being able to watch the exploits of Danger Mouse and Penfold and, you know, everybody that surrounds them.
Okay.
Baron Silas Greenback and Nero and what's his name?
Stiletto, yeah.
Always fun. Number 9, the Danger Mouse universe. Not the only animated one on my list either.
Okay, number 9 on my list is a universe I actually wouldn't mind visiting. I loved reading about it as a kid. Actually, the funny thing is I started reading the books when I was older, but I think they appeal to all ages. My number 10 is the Oz universe. The magical place that Dorothy wound up in thanks to a twister. The thing that a lot of people might not realize, I mean, some people obviously do, but a lot of people might not know that the first book, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, was just the Kickstarter for L. Frank Baum's look at this incredible universe, which Dorothy goes to numerous times. And there's just so many amazing people and creatures there, and it just sounds like a fun place to be. And everybody, for the most part, you know, I mean, there are some bad guys. There's always villains. But for the most part...
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Yes, and please don't start yelling at us, Wiccan community, okay? But for the most part, everybody's actually pretty nice. And they're pretty friendly, and they're very accepting of people.
And annoying.
That's not nice.
Glenda the Good Witch is annoying.
She's not that way in the books, though. I'm stressing the book universe,
okay,
not the
fine.
movies.
All right, fair enough.
So my number 9 is the Ozverse from the classic series of The Wizard of Oz and forward books.
My number 8... Okay, so this is the other animated universe.
All right.
And you might call me crazy because the people in this universe are a bit strange. Mm-hmm. They're normal, but they're not normal. They have strange little quirks about them. They have to have strange little quirks about them to deal with the fact that in this particular universe, people and toons are part of the same universe. Mm-hmm. And it's not what you're thinking, I bet. Maybe it is. But I also wouldn't want to live anywhere near the Warner Brothers water tower. Uh-huh. My number 8 is the Animaniacs universe. They are just the absolutely crazy universe ever for animation, with Yakko, Wacko, and Dot doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I would be happy to call Slappy Squirrel a neighbor, even though she's a crabby old squirrel, because I think she's funny as hell. And
well, you're also smart enough that you wouldn't piss her off.
And I wouldn't piss her off, and I also wouldn't put up with Mindy and Buttons or Katie Kaboom or who's the other one I can't stand? There's another one I can't stand.
Well, I liked Minerva Mink.
No, Minerva Mink was okay. And as far as I'm concerned, Chicken Boo is welcome in my house anytime.
He's a chicken, I tell ya, a giant chicken.
Oh, yes, he is. But he's still
Oh,
a
come
very
on, you would've
personable chicken.
You would have been totally disappointed if I hadn't done that.
No, I expected you to do that. I always expected you to do that. The only, I find the humans in this world to be very harried. Mr. Plotz, Mr. Dr. Scratch and Sniff.
Yeah.
Ralph the Guard. Hello, nurse, and others.
And we've struck on the reason he'd want to be there.
I wonder if they're going to have Hello Nurse in the new version now that all this stuff is going on in Hollywood.
Well,
It does seem like it might not be a good idea, because that's what, especially since that would be considered sexual harassment today. Anyway, I really love their universe and the craziness that goes on. I just wouldn't want it to be taken over by Pinky and the Braid. Number 8, Animaniacs.
My number 8 is a universe I loved to read about, and I would have wanted to visit. Definitely wanted to visit. From the book series again. My number 8 is the universe of Narnia. I
expected that to be higher.
I
on your
fell
list,
in
actually.
love with this series when I was a preteen, and I just always was like, I fell in love with it at a point in my life where I was just like, I hate everything. I'm watching my parents' marriage slowly die. I'm being bullied at school. Nobody gets me. These people get me. They're not even people, and they get me. I want to be there because Aslan will protect me. And I know that there's a lot of Christian overtones to the whole Narnia-verse and all that stuff like that. And maybe that's also another reason I found it attractive. I don't know. But it was just a simple fact that people banded together. It's good versus evil, and it just makes sense. This was a place where people help each other and are good to each other. And it just sounded like a place where I wanted to be. So my number 8 is, again, the book series, The Universe of Narnia.
Yeah,
by
you
C.S.
can tell
Lewis.
you've gone off more toward books and stuff, and I tended to go the other way. My number 7 is a vast universe. It's the entire universe. Mm-hmm. It depends on where you go and who's at the helm of that strange little police box. My number 7 is the Doctor Who universe.
I thought this would be higher on yours.
I enjoy the different exploits of the various doctors. Can't wait to see Jodie Whittaker. She's going to be awesome as the first female Doctor. And I loved what I've seen of all the original shows. I've only seen bits and pieces of the most recent one, and I have not seen Peter Capaldi at all. But I liked Matt Smith, and I liked David Tennant, and I liked Christopher Eccleston. So, and all the rest of them were great. But there's so many places you can go in this universe. You don't even have to have the Doctor involved. You could just go off and do whatever you want to do, as long as you're not anywhere that's involved with the Cybermen or the Daleks or.
So if you had a chance, you'd jump at the chance to be a companion.
I don't know if I'd go that far. Not unless I could get a guarantee that you could drop me off exactly where I left.
Yeah.
So that would be a little.
Well, that you wouldn't want to be a companion.
If I had no family and nothing left on Earth, yes, I would. But if, as long as my mother's around and you're here, I would never ever do that.
Well, see, that's the problem, because if you and I were companions, every 5 seconds you'd be holding me back by my shirt.
And so would the Doctor.
Because my whole thing would just be Sparta and just charge at everything.
Honestly, number 7, the Whoniverse.
Okay. My number 7 is, this is a universe I love to visit on the big screen, and I would love to be part of if I had some augmentation. My number 7 is the Marvel movie universe.
Strangely enough, that did not make my list.
Really?
Yeah.
I would love to be part of the Marvel movie universe, but I would certainly not want to be part of it as a civilian. That seems like a very good way to get hurt. I would.
Yeah, it'd be an even better way to get hurt if you're one of the heroes.
Yeah, but if you're one of the heroes, it
not
depends.
Everybody is Natasha Romanoff.
No, but my point is, but some people are the Thing, and you could, drop the Chrysler building on them and it wouldn't bother them.
The Thing?
I'm not saying I'd like to, be made of rock. I'm just saying, like, the whole involvement.
Well, he's not technically part of the Marvelverse. He's got a separate Marvelverse, but, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the invulnerable. Fine, the Hulk. I mean, green's not exactly my color, but,
You look like a giant pea. or a celery stalk?
I'll take that before I'll take a pea.
I know you don't like peas. A Brussels
I
sprout?
don't like peas. Anyway, I just think the idea of, either from, zipping around with the Guardians of the Galaxy or fighting alongside...
I am not going anywhere with that idiot. Sorry.
Or fighting alongside the Avengers, or my more favorite idea, hanging out in the Sanctum Sanctorum with Doctor Strange. Now that's
what a shock.
No, seriously, that would be the snit. I would absolutely love that. That would be so cool. That's right up my alley, man.
It's
Magic.
Benedict Cumberbatch. That's all you need to know.
Bonus. But it's...
Yeah, the Fifth Estate.
Fine. But...
He's capable of playing a-holes, too. Anyway.
I understand that, but no, I'm talking about the character. That's magic, man. The idea of me actually being able to do honest-to-blog magic, that's awesome. I could totally be down with that. Mm-hmm. So, my number 7, the Marvel movie universe.
And... the fact that he's playing Doctor Strange doesn't hurt either.
That's just icing on El Kegaruni.
Yeah. My number 6 is probably coming up a little bit further on in your list.
Okay.
I would want to be an observer. If I could not be... I don't want to be here because there's too much crap going on. Although, if you get me there before it begins in the very first story or after it's over in the very last story, that would be okay. But... when all the crap's going on, the whole Eye of Sauron and all that stuff, I don't want to be there. Middle Earth. I've never been a big fan of the books. I got to admit, I have tried to read The Hobbit. I have tried to read The Lord of the Rings. I just can't get into them. The movies are spectacular, particularly Lord of the Rings. I like The Hobbit, but Lord of the Rings was awesome. I would love to be friends with the Hobbits. I would love to be friends with Gandalf, especially Gandalf the White, who is a lot more powerful than Gandalf the Grey. But the kind of stuff that goes on in the movies, from starting with The Hobbit and going through the end of Lord of the Rings, I don't want to be involved with any of that stuff. I'm afraid of getting killed. Yeah. I would end up at Pelennor Fields or at Helm's Deep or something, and just get killed. But there's a lot of good people there. A lot of people I'd like to make friends with. I'd like to kick Mary out of an airlock and do.
What is wrong? Don't be hating on Mary.
I love Billy Boyd. I can't stand that character.
Billy Boyd played Pippin.
Oh, Pippin. Mary's okay. I'm sorry, Pippin. Right? Duh.
Yeah.
Duh. Dominic is Mary. I like Mary. Pippin's the one I wanted to kick out of an airlock. Sorry about that.
You're so
it's
mean.
sick. I'm sick. He's annoying.
You're annoying.
Yes, I guess I am sometimes. My number 6, the wonderful world of Middle Earth that's created by Tolkien.
Okay. My number 6, again, this is a book thing because it's been done in the movies a lot.
That made absolutely no sense.
No, I would want to visit the book universe.
Oh, okay,
as opposed to the movies.
As like Wizard of Oz. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
I would want to visit the book universe because, to be perfectly honest, every time somebody does a movie of this, I'm always sitting there going, that's not right, that's not right, that's not right. Mm-hmm. Because I tend to be uber picky about this because this is my favoriteest book of all time. My number 6 choice of universes is Wonderland.
Yeah, that was coming.
Alice in Wonderland is a book that I loved growing up. I still love. Mm-hmm. And I think that visiting Wonderland would be a hoot. I think it'd be a blast. I think I would rather do it in an invisibility cloak because I wouldn't want to be seen. But it may be, or I don't know, it might be fun it'd be fun to sit at the Mad Hatter tea party. It would just be fun.
Of course it would.
I would think it would be fun.
Yike.
And I think it would be cool to hang out with the Cheshire Cat. Playing croquet with the Queen of Hearts, not so much. But it just sounds like a beautiful, weird, wonderful place where logic gets chucked right out the window. And I'm totally fine with that.
That's you naturally.
Huh?
That's you naturally.
Thank you. My number 6 is Wonderland.
My number 5 is the most encompassing of the books, I think, here, or one of them. Because it's huge. This universe is huge. It has so many different offshoots. But I wouldn't want to go there unless I was properly accoutramented for it. I would need to have Edge's body from WWE. Muscular, good-looking, tall, winsome smile, easy to get along with people from all different types of creatures that you see. But mostly, I'd like to meet Elminster. My number 5 is Ed Greenwood's Forgotten Realms universe from the Dungeons and Dragons series. We always played when we played in the Forgotten Realms universe, and it was awesome. Elminster is the mage of Shadowdale.
The world of Faerun.
Faerun, yeah. Elminster was the mage of Shadowdale, and he was just out there. I mean, he's out there more than Gandalf, which is really scary. I always thought I always picked weird characters to play. Like I brought a kid from the 20th century into it, and I brought I had a character we never got to play that was a mute acrobat. Yeah. Which I would have liked to play. It was based on a skateboarder I like. And
I played a half-elven ranger with a slight drinking problem.
Yes, and then we gave her the cup that filled with booze that had no alcohol in it, and all she did was complain. And Mike and his damn paints. Anyway, we had so much fun in this universe over the years. It was so much fun to play. We haven't played for a while because there was some nasty stuff going on, but it was fun.
Unlike when our friend Stacy DM'd, because whenever she DM'd, we always wound up in Ravenloft.
Oh yeah, she always
every time.
Well, Ravenloft is part of the Forgotten Realms universe, so.
Is it considered that?
Yeah, it's Dungeons and Dragons Ravenloft and Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms, but they're crossover.
Okay, well, yeah, that's true.
I just thought that it was a lot of fun, and Ravenloft was kind of a weird place, but she came up with some great stuff.
Oh, she did.
The Indiana Jones mine ride was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My number 5 choice, Ed Greenwood's wonderful Forgotten Realms universe from the Dungeons and Dragons series.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 5 on my list. I know some people are probably wondering, hey, is the Harry Potterverse going to be on your list, Kim? And the answer to that is no.
Not on mine either, actually.
It's not. And before all you Potterheads start screaming at me, it's not that I don't like the adventures of Harry and Ron and Hermione and all that, but my issue is that the wizarding world that J.K. Rowling came up with needs some major attitude adjustments before I'd be wanting to visit.
Okay, so what has this got to do with your number 5?
I'm bringing that up because I would like, my number 5 is actually a different Harry who has to do with magic as well. My number 5 is the Harry Dresden universe. A series of books written by the Dresden Files was the TV show. Harry Dresden is a character made up by Jim Butcher. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. His stories deal with Harry Dresden, who is the only wizard who's listed in the phone book in Chicago. The thing is, Harry's the real deal. He is an actual honest-to-blog wizard. And he has all these, amazing adventures, deals with everything from the courts of the Fae to vampires to all kinds of other crazy things. Harry is somebody I would definitely want to be buddies with, even though I know it would totally put my life in danger. So...
Well, I have one of those like that up here, too.
I would love to hang out with Harry if I had a very large gun. Or flamethrower. Notice I didn't say lightsaber because electronic things and Harry don't get along really well. Mm-hmm. So sword, I don't really care. Whatever it was, as long as I'm armed, I definitely want to consider Harry a buddy of mine. So my number 5, the Harry Dresden universe.
My number 4 is going to surprise Kim, surprise a few people out there too, because it's a very short-lived universe out there in its form that I mean it, because there's been 2 different versions of this show, and I'm talking about the one that was not the original. I'm talking about the remake, and it's like I can't think of anything cooler. Maybe not. Well, it depends on how things go in the universe. But if you have a world where you're working side by side with a puppet, this is really kind of neat. I'm like, wow, these puppets are real people. They react. I mean, that means all the Muppets are real, and that means everybody else is real. It means Mario and Fafa are real, and Greg the Bunny is real. Greg the Bunny's universe from the Fox TV series, not the IFC show, which doesn't do it quite the same way. On the Fox series,
Fabricated
Americans were part of the normal society, and in that series, Greg the Bunny was roommated with Seth Green, and they all worked on the TV show. I can't remember the name of the TV show, but there was War and the Ape, Count Blah, the guy that Bob Gunton played, and Sarah Silverman made her big breakthrough on that show. Greg the Bunny was too hip for the room.
Sunnytime Station? Or
something like that,
something like that. Sunnytime Junction or something?
The Fox show was too hip for the room. Despite getting rave reviews, it only lasted one season, and it was really, really funny. I mean, oh my God, I haven't watched a traditional sitcom that funny in years. And the idea of having a roommate that's felt is just funny. I'm just like, hey ho, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to go out here and do this and that and that. Well, I'm just gonna. You guys don't even eat like the regular stuff that we do, so it's an interesting. I don't know though. Maybe they do because I know. Didn't Count Blah smoke?
Yeah.
At one point, yeah. I'm like, okay. I loved that show. You loved that show. I love the original show too, but the universe isn't set up quite the same, but you can get all of them on DVD.
Yeah.
You can see the IFC version, which came before and after, and then the Fox show from 2001. It was a riot. My number 4, the Greg the Bunny Fox universe.
Okay. My number 4, you've actually already mentioned. And I would definitely love a chance to be part of the incredible tapestry that is Middle Earth.
Yep.
Even though I would stick out like a very violent sore thumb. Because let's face it, when in the movie universe of Middle Earth, you have these incredibly beautiful, brave women. You have like someone like Arwen or a woman like Eowyn or this, incredible figure like Galadriel.
Yeah, but you also have women that are homebodies like Rosie.
And then you have me.
You'd be like Rosie. You'd be there waiting for Samwise to get home.
Yeah, but even Rosie was, she was beautiful and very, obviously a very beautiful, optimistic, kind-hearted person.
Yeah, she was.
You just tell from just looking at her. And then there's me.
Oh, please.
So that's...
that.
I would love to live in the Shire. I would love to, although the whole idea of living underground, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm not sure I'm totally into that. But, I would love to hang out with the hobbits. The whole idea of a place like Lothlorien would be amazing to visit, or Rivendell, and your whole thing about like, I wouldn't want to be there and during when all the bad stuff's going on. I totally would. I completely would, because my whole thing is, if you're going to die for something, at least make it mean something.
This is her character from Forgotten Realms popping out again. Lita.
Yeah. Lita was definitely one of those today is a good day to die type people. But she had a good heart too.
She did.
And I just feel like Middle Earth just would be a good place to, be a hero.
Yeah.
You don't get many chances to be a hero in this universe anymore. So my number 4, Middle Earth.
That's very, very cynical, I think. You see high firemen and even normal people being heroes when they don't expect it. Like the people that dragged victims out of the line of fire in Las Vegas a few months ago.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
there are real heroes.
Yeah, there are people here that are heroes every single day. I mean, like you mentioned, police and fire people. Those people are definite heroes. So maybe that was kind of cynical on my part.
My number 3, you wouldn't think I'd want to be a part of this too, but I would just want to be a part of it because it would be exciting to be there. My number 3 is the original Tomorrow People universe. This is Earth, 20th century, 1970s, and you have kids becoming the next stage of human evolution. I'd like to think I would have been one of them in that universe that would have got to stand alongside John and Elizabeth and Sammy and Carol and Kenny and Stephen and Tyso.
I like to think I would have been one too, except the fact that I know that I would have broken. 5 seconds after I broke out, I would have turned rogue.
I was always a big fan of the show. It's how we met, and we're both huge fans. And the universe itself was just normal, flawed Earth.
Yeah.
By this point, in time, we would be in the middle of the Great Breakout, which was supposed to start in the late part of the 20th century, according to Peter, the Time Guardian,
Right.
in one episode. So it would be interesting to see if that were actually happening, what would happen on the planet. Hopefully not the way they portrayed it in the CW remake a couple years ago, which was just terrible. Number 3, the original Thames Television 1973 version of The Tomorrow People.
Number 3 on my list really should come as a surprise to absolutely nobody who knows me. My number 3 is the Star Trek universe.
That's my number 2, actually.
But I would like to say my number 3 is the Star Trek universe from J.J. Abrams' 2009 Star Trek.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I loved the original show. I just felt like I'd want to be in this universe, on that Enterprise, with that Kirk and Spock and McCoy, especially that Kirk.
And that Khan.
Would you please?
There was Benedict Cumberbatch again.
Look, I do think with the head that rests on my neck, not just the one between my legs, you know.
Family show!
What? You went there, I didn't.
I didn't go there.
I just think that would be an amazing... I love what JJ did with the Star Trek universe. And just the whole idea, the whole boldly go and explore and all that stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to be the first person to walk up to a new species that nobody's ever met before and be like, hey, what's up?
Can't do that. That's against the Prime Directive.
But they did that all the time, though.
They weren't supposed to be.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Picard was better following it than Kirk was. Anyway.
Well, yeah, I know. But just the whole idea of being able to be out there and be the first ambassadors to a whole new group of people, that's so cool. I would just love that idea. Although I am definitely one of those, ooh, what does this button do types, so I don't think I'd be let near any consoles or anything like that.
No, I don't think so either.
I'd probably just hang out in sickbay and jaw it up with bones, just talking shit.
That's all right.
My number 3, Star Trek, the 2009 film version on.
My number 2, like I said, is also, actually, I have it listed as Starfleet.
Okay.
I would pick the era where Star Trek The Next Generation was going on, I think, because it seemed to be a little bit more laid back, a little bit more sedate in times. And
it was less of the cowboy diplomacy.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to sit down and break bread with Jean-Luc Picard and William Riker and Deanna Troi and Data and Geordi and all of them, and just enjoy talking to them about their jobs. Maybe not so much Wesley Crusher. I'm not the hater that you are, but I would like that. And I
am not a hater.
Yes, you are.
Just because I am just because I am a card-carrying member of the Let's Boot Wesley Crusher Out of an Airlock in His Underpants Club, that does not make me
Yeah, it does,
I guess it kind of does.
Oh,
well.
I would also want to be Starfleet in canon. No Enterprise, no Discovery, stuff that is part of the official canon.
Oh, the F.U. Rick Berman verse. Okay, I get it now.
Well, no, Rick Berman was fine with Next Gen and DS9 and Voyager, but Voyager's a little out there. But I would rather be part of that Picard verse. The best way to put it.
Okay.
And that would be fun, because I loved that show, and it was a terrifically written and well done acted show. And everybody seemed sane for the most part. Unlike the original universe where Spock was logical, Kirk was a cowboy, and McCoy seemed like he was going off the deep end every 5 seconds.
Oh, that's not very nice.
I love him, though. My number 2, Starfleet.
I would also like to bring up any slams I made on Wesley Crusher are not to be reflected about our feelings about Will Wheaton.
Oh, for Pete's sake, he knows that.
I'm just saying in case Mr. Wheaton hears the show.
Hi, Will.
Hi, Will. Number 2 on my list of universes that I would love to visit, again, should come as absolutely no surprise to anybody who knows me, the Supernatural universe. I would... What?
Seriously?
What?
You'd want to live in a world filled with demons and monsters and tricksters and crap?
3 words for that. Sam and Dean. Ta-da!
Yeah, they're not superheroes.
No, I want to live in that universe and know what the hell's going on. I would want I wouldn't want to be a hunter because
you don't have it in you. You don't have it in you.
It's squishy stuff. You can't just walk up and run something through in the supernatural universe. Oh no, you have to be like right there to kill it. I don't need that. I'd want to be somebody that helps out. There's like people that help out and do research and stuff like that. That would be me. I'd be like a helper like that. I would totally want to do that and help out, and that would be great. I would be completely into that. I mean, it'd be scary as hell, but again, Sam and Dean, that's...
You as a helper would only work if you were a librarian.
Well, you don't get the universe, so you're not, you're not...
No, but I'm saying as your personality, the librarian would be best for you because it would mean you were out of harm's way, doing deep research, and weren't working with computers, which one button push could set off the world. So, there you go.
I find your lack of faith disturbing. Anyway, my number 2, the supernatural universe.
Okay. You want to guess my number 1?
See, I thought your number 1 was going to be the Doctor Who universe, so I was like, okay. Guess your number 1.
You won't be able to guess it. I can guarantee you won't be able to guess it.
Ponyville?
What?
My Little Pony. That was a joke.
I don't watch My Little Pony.
I know,
I am not a brony.
He's not. I'm just kidding around. I'm just fooling around.
You won't get it.
Okay, I give up.
My number 1 universe is something that would go back to me when I was younger. I'd especially like... I mean, I'd do it now, but I'd like to be back in when I was a teenager or even in my early 20s. The chance to be around the people that are a part of the universe. They vary in all types of shapes and sizes and professions, but what they do have in common is they all do one thing, and they do it very well. Solve mysteries. I would very much love to be a part of the Stratemeyer Syndicate universe. Hang out with the Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, Christopher Cool, the Bobbsey Twins, the Happy Hollisters even, and all of the other major creations that Harriet Adams and her father managed over the years. I was an enormous fan of the Hardy Boys.
So you'd want to be in the Teen Sleuth universe.
I'd want to be one of Frank and Joe's buddies, right there alongside Biff and Tony and Chet and all those guys. I think that would be cool because I'm helping very famous teen sleuths do their work. Yeah, it might mean I'd get in trouble every now and then, but they always get out okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, you'd be the friend that always gets captured.
I would not. That's Chet's job. Anyway.
You'd be the one they have to go rescue because...
That's mean. I am not a damsel in distress.
Sorry.
You bitch.
I wasn't trying
Honestly.
I wasn't trying to be... Honestly, I wasn't.
But I also like some of the other stuff that wasn't very well known. There was a great universe created for a couple years in the late 60s called Christopher Cool. He was a teenage espionage agent for the group Teenage Educational Espionage Network, or TEEN.
So it was like a James Bond Jr. kind of thing?
Yeah, he was like 17, and his team included a Native American, an African American, a Asian woman, which is unheard of, and a few other things. And that was groundbreaking in 1967 when it premiered. Mm-hmm. There were only 6 of those. But everybody knows the Hardy Boys are still going on ad nauseum, and so is Nancy Drew. And the Happy Hollisters and those were popular back in their day. But I always loved that universe. Okay. Loved reading all those books and had lots of fun with it. And I'd be very proud to stand beside Frank and Joe Hardy as one of their friends. My number 1, the Stratemeyer Syndicate universe.
I have to be honest. Excuse me. I have to be honest. I completely forgot about that. That you
I told you you'd never get it.
No, that's awesome. Considering that you're totally going to know what mine is. Oh, come on, really?
Long, long ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
I gotta be me, like the song says. Yeah, my number 1 universe, and I want to be in this universe. right, that's enough. That's enough.
Thank you, because I'm going to start coughing. Anyway.
My number one, the Star Wars universe. I would really want to be part of that because it's kind of like the whole Middle Earth thing. I mean, if you have to fight for a cause, you know, there's worse things you could fight for than saving the whole frickin' galaxy.
There are worse things you could do.
Besides the fact that one word, lightsaber, because I really want one. And I'm sorry,
I'm saying no way.
You don't trust me. And
damn straight. With a lightsaber? Damn straight.
Would you rather trust me with a blaster?
No.
Well, you're actually right about that.
I know I'm right about that.
I just think that it would be an amazing universe to be part of.
It would
just,
be.
You know,
it's not my cup of tea, but
no,
I
know,
would fit
but
you.
There's just so many things you could do. You could be, you know, you could be a Jedi. You could be part of, you know, if you could be you could even be in the Empire. You know, if you wanted to be part of the Empire, which I wouldn't want to be, but you know, you could be a smuggler. You could be anything. You know, I just think that would be so amazing. And like I said, there's, you know, if you have to pick a cause, there's really no cause more important than saving, you know, everybody. And also the simple fact that, I mean, everyone talks about, you know, the thing about the Force, you know, that there's the dark side and the light side and all this stuff like that. I'm always of the opinion that, you know, I gotta be different. And if there's a dark side and a light side, there has to be something in the middle.
No.
Why not?
Because it's very defined that it is only good or evil.
Only the Sith deal in absolutes, which doesn't make any sense. That line makes absolutely no sense at all.
Most of those 3 films make absolutely no sense at all.
Only the Sith deal in absolutes. Didn't you just deal in an absolute? I'm sorry, but anyway, I'm sorry, Ewoks. There's Ewoks and BB-8 in that universe. Come on, you know,
and Porgs. Yum.
You're an a-hole.
Porgs, the other white meat.
Would you stop? Oh my blog, that's so rude. So my number one universe that I'd like to check out just for a little while, if nothing else, to get my hands on a lightsaber, the Star Wars universe.
Yay! I knew that was going to be yours anyway.
Yeah, you did. I know.
My top 10 in reverse order. Recapping. Number 10, the DC Comics universe. Number 9, the Danger Mouse universe. Number 8, the Animaniacs universe. Number 7, the Doctor Who universe. Number 6, Middle Earth. Number 5, Forgotten Realms. Number 4, Greg the Bunny universe, Fox version. Number 3, the original version of the Tomorrow People universe. Number 2, Starfleet, Next Gen preferably. And number 1, alongside Frank and Joe Hardy in the Stratemeyer Syndicate universe.
Okay, and my list of universes I'd love to be part of or visit from 10 to 1. Number 10, the Ranma 1/2 universe. Number 9, the Ozverse. Number 8, the universe of Narnia. Number 7, the Marvel movie universe. Number 6, Wonderland. Number 5, the Harry Dresden universe. Number 4, Middle Earth. Number 3, the Star Trek universe from the reboot. Number 2, the Supernatural universe. And number 1, the universe of Star Wars.
I have to be honest, having Supernatural on that list completely freaks me out. I didn't think you'd go there because it's so squishy.
Well,
that's different for you.
Yeah.
I know I know they're your boys, but you know.
I want to help, and that's,
I know.
You know, that's the way I'd help.
We hope that you will continue to listen to the show, and we hope you'll continue to recommend it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share over on Facebook and everywhere else. If you like the show, please make sure you pass the word around and take the time to become a patron on Patreon. Mm-hmm. We could always use more people over there to help us out. We have so many cool projects we'd like to do, but we can't without your help. We're trying to do a few of them with a very limited budget, and it would be very helpful if we could get some people on board. Mm-hmm. You can do that at patreon.com/PNRNetworks. Also, don't forget about our first original production. It's at ManhattanHammerdown.com. It is our 10th anniversary Cloverfield tribute. Rumors are flying around that Cloverfield God Particle is due now on Netflix. Mm-hmm. We'll see at the Super Bowl. They're supposedly going to premiere a trailer.
Yep.
But Netflix was talking to Paramount at Sundance about buying it, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Manhattan Hammerdown is looking at the events of Cloverfield from the point of view of other people who
the news media specifically.
Yeah, who were in New York City the night that Clover came to land. So
LSA, large scale aggressor. We don't call him Clover anymore.
Oh.
We also have other great shows here on Subject Cinema's feed. You can, by the way, download the app because you can get this show, Subject Cinema, Front Row 5 and 10 here, and our 2 mini shows, 3 Minute Weekend and Tuesday Digidex. Those 2 mini shows outline the new releases on home video and in theaters on Tuesdays and Fridays.
And we have our solo shows that we also have, TC and I have. I actually have 2 of them.
She has 2 of them now.
I have Platinum Rose's Garden, which is my Supernatural podcast, where I look back at the week's episode of Supernatural. So this week I'll be looking at the episode Breakdown, which I hope you will check out tomorrow when it goes up. On Thursdays, I have my other new show. Wednesdays. Well, yeah, I'm sorry.
This is supposed to be on Thursdays. We're on Saturdays because there's crazy stuff this week.
Wednesdays is my other new show, my wrestling podcast, Ring Around the Rosie, where I talk about wrestling. I've been a fan for 30 plus years. And this week I'll be looking...
You're that old?
And you're that much older.
Oh, damn. Yeah, she's right.
Yay. So anyway, I'm sorry, who's the AARP member in the room?
You are. You have an associate membership for me.
Oh, crud.
Although you don't officially qualify till next year.
Did you just... Anyway.
Did I just what?
Nothing, never mind. This week's episode of Ring Around the Rosie, I will be looking at the what happens this coming Sunday at the WWE Royal Rumble and Monday Night Raw and Tuesday's SmackDown Live. And TC has his own solo show. You can listen to you can listen to Ring Around the Rosie over at ringaroundtherosie.net. And TC has his own solo show.
Yes, Catastrophe Vortex finally came back on Monday with brand new, Tuesday actually, I was a day late, with my look at Earthquake from 1974. The timing was fortuitous because there was a major earthquake in Alaska.
Or the timing was completely horrible.
Well, I'd already planned to do Earthquake, which like months ago, and I'm like, wow, that's weird. Not sure what I'm going to be doing this week. I may end up bumping it a day again because of my cold, but we'll see. But it should appear soon, and I'm promising it'll be on a regular basis. And it's at CatastropheVortex.com. Don't forget Cavebabble with Eric and Valerie Lyon. All kinds of great stuff, including food, movies, games, TV, and other stuff at Cavebabble.com. And comics galore with Comic Grotto with Aunt B and Pee Wee at ComicGrotto.com.
Yep.
Okay. Next week.
I hate when he laughs like that.
No. This is going to be fun. We haven't done this for a while.
All right.
We're going to go back into the food area.
Okay.
I was thinking about this, and I'm thinking, wow, this would be kind of fun because we haven't done this for a while.
Okay.
And it's something that we have to really rack our brains about because we've got to really think about what we would pick. Our top 10 restaurant desserts.
Okay.
Want you to pick it. Tell me what restaurant you got it at and how great the dessert was.
All right. Wow.
That should be easy because we both love good desserts and we know where we get them.
Yeah, it definitely will. I won't say it'll be easy. I mean, it'll be a pretty interesting list, that's for sure.
Yeah, and we hope you'll tune in for that next, hopefully Thursday, sometime after 8 p.m. when we will be right back here doing more lists.
Yep. So hopefully you guys will be back next week. This is Kim Brown.
I'm TC Kirkham.
And we hope we can count on you to come back next week and count up our next list on Front Row 5 and 10.
Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Front Row 5 and 10 with Kim Brown and TC Kirkham.
Podcasting's choice. From coast to coast, continent to continent, right here 24/7.
PNR.